Hello, and welcome to Great Reviews at All. Today I'm going to be talking about the latest episode of Sistas. I don't have my phone by me, so I can't really remember what number we're on, but I will look it up when I'm uploading. So I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to touch on the particular certain people that stood out, their stories stood out during that episode. So I'll start with Danni. Like I said in my last video, I know she had a good night out. It was refreshing, you know. However, like you said several times, you have made a commitment to try with Preston to see where that takes you guys. And, you know, so you are technically in a relationship. So I'm kind of like, girl, don't start treating Preston no any kind of way just because you had a good night out with a man. And I think more specifically it's because she felt like she could relate to this new guy a little bit more than she has been able to connect with Preston. However, she knows that she has feelings for Preston and she's trying to explore what that is. So it's a confusing space to be in, but don't start acting different with Preston just because you had one good night out with this guy, whose name I do not recall. And even Preston picked up on how funny she was acting, how he caught her looking into her phone, smiling, or, you know, how she got up super early, extra early to go into work. And we all know that this guy works at the same company that she works for. So it's like, Danni, don't start acting funny with Preston now. You know, see what happens with Preston and how that goes. If it doesn't work out and that man is still available and he's still interested in dating you, then explore that. And that's all I can say on that. Let's see who else really has something going on. Probably, freaking Sabrina, she went over to tell Maurice and Calvin, I remembered his name this time, and Calvin, you know, what her latest interaction was with Bile, and they were just like, yep, see, I told you. So that's what happened. However, I am wondering, why are they dragging their feet on getting a notification? Well, I guess because it was still the same night or the next day. I feel like I was ready for them to instantly receive a phone call to let them know that the DA is dropping the charges against them, but we have yet to see them receive that news. However, it does look like they're going to get a call to come in, but of course they are freaking out and they don't know why. However, I'm excited and happy to see when they receive this news that those charges are being dropped. However, I would also like to see what's going to be the next step in like, where does did he ever have anything to do with it? Like, I'm a little bit confused, but okay, we're gonna have to see what happens with that storyline. I really don't know. Now jumping over into Fatima and Zac and Karen, those seem to be the biggest part of this particular episode. You know that they picked up off from where Zac and Fatima ran into Karen at the market. And baby Zac was like, I am not in the mood. I'm not here for it. What is your problem with what? You know, and Karen, I mean, she was just looking even more like an idiot. Even though you're saying you're calm, it's almost like a passive aggressive type of thing. You're up and you're down. I know Fatima kind of threw out that, like, it's got to be something more than the pregnancy thing. Is she bipolar? Like, something else is going on with her. So we're going to have to see what's going to happen with that. And I do think, sorry, you guys, I do think that there could be something else going on with Karen outside of it being pregnancy hormones. I don't think it's just that. However, when I say that, baby, when Fatima told her what was going on, you know, with how Zac ended up having his son, or whatever. And she said something to Karen because Karen was being very ugly and rude, talking as usual, and you don't even know the full story. When Fatima told her about the scenario that they found the little one in, baby, when I say the words that came from my mouth was, yeah, now pick your face up off the floor. Because it was just like, yeah, don't you feel dumb? Don't you feel dumb? Okay. But anywho, so they, baby, out. Zac walked away. Fatima was like, whatever, Karen. But the next thing you know, they get a knock at the door later that night, and it's Karen dropping off a car seat and a few items for the baby. And I'm like, Karen, what kind of money you got going on? Because you having issues with getting your store going, but you were able to just randomly buy a car seat and a whole bag full of stuff for a toddler. I am so confused. Yeah. But I don't know. Something ain't right with what Karen got going on, but we're gonna have to see as usual. We're gonna have to see. But yeah, so she shows up, she gives it, and she was being so sweet and so nice and understanding and apologizing. And that's like where it came down to where Fatima's like, okay, something ain't right with this girl. She up, she down, like you never know what's what. But okay. I must say that when it came to Fatima and Zac and taking his son from the mom's home, I was just like, okay, in this scenario, yes, y'all did the right thing. Remove the child immediately from that situation because you witnessed something happening. Like the lady in the neighborhood said the police ain't gonna come to this area. However, it's weird that the baby mom, when she showed up to Zac's house, the police were there with her. How interesting. And she said, yeah, he took my baby. No, ma'am. I wish Zac would have, yes, went and got him some things, made sure he ate, made sure he bathed, clean him up. However, I'm hoping, we don't know this to be true yet, but I'm hoping that they took pictures of his bruises. And I really feel like they should have went on and took him to an urgent care, somewhere, the ER, something, immediately. And then also notify his lawyer and see if they would have suggested for him to go ahead and call the police and let them know how they found the boy in that, and let them know I did remove him from that home. I removed him. I think they should have done that, and that way he could have already been on top of everything to kind of cut back on what could possibly happen with the mom showing up with the police saying that he took him. Because what's possibly going to happen is Zac is going to have to give him back to her until he takes her to court. And it's unfortunate. And like I said, they were actually en route to meet with the lawyers. And so that's where Zac and the little one was headed to. And it was just crazy. It was just crazy. But yeah, so that's pretty much all the episode gave me. I can't really remember anything else that was that stood out that much to me. So we are going to have to see how everything unfolds when it comes to Zac and his baby mom. And then we also see that, what is that boy's name? It's not Preston. Hayden. We're going to have to see what conversation Hayden and baby girl, whatever her name is, Jasmine, what kind of conversation they're about to have, because he's going to throw out a post-nup. So yeah, so I'm thinking he's not wanting to divorce because it's past the time frame to get it annulled. I think she knew that. That's why she left, and he could not get in touch with her. And so now, if he stays married to her, he's going to want her to sign a post-nup. So we're going to see how that conversation goes, guys. But yeah, if you watched this video, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll be back with more videos next week. Or maybe later today. I don't know. Bye, y'all.